Well, they were home for a couple of days, and then I didn't go to Piper, God bless him, one of my best friends. I didn't go to Pipe's funeral. I didn't go to Terry Gordy, one of my best friends. I didn't go to Dr. Death, see my three best friends. Deborah knows, I just something, I couldn't do. And I get out, and all of a sudden my phone, a few people got my phone number. Boom, that pops up. It says Hulkster. And so it's a message from Nick, his son, asking me if I would be able to make his funeral.
Wow.
So a personal invite. He said it'd be an honor to have me. I said, no, it'd be an honor for me to be at the Hulkster's funeral. And so we ended up driving back down to Orlando. And it was an invite-only funeral. A lot of people say, well, this guy wasn't there and that guy wasn't there. It was invite-only.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people got in. I mean, so we drove down, spent the night at the girls' house in Orlando, drove over. And before I did that, though, had to jump in. I did a deal with Netflix that afternoon. They were doing a special on Hulkster.
Wow.
And I did a little bit on Cleveland, and they had rented a studio, and I went in there and we talked for over an hour about my relationship with Hulkster that we'll talk about after the funeral stuff. But anyway, so we go. There's helicopters flying around, news helicopters flying around the church. There's sheriff's department. They had a special pass to get in. We got in, and then WWE security was there also. And so it was pretty secure. But anyway, so we went down. They had the casket. It was a beautiful arrangement of flowers, obviously. Sitting, we were on the left side, and the front row, first seat on the front row was the Big Show. So I went up to Big Show because he always used to give me the business about hanging around. He goes, Duggan, you old timer, you're hanging around. So I went up to the Big Show. I went, hey, brother, you're hanging around. You're the old timer now, man. And anyway, so we were in the second row, but the end seat, me and Deborah, and next to Deborah was Mel, Ted DiBiase's wife, and then Teddy. But sitting right across from us was Sky, Hulkster's wife. And they came in. What a great quartet. People that were unbelievable singers. And the family came in, put a rose on the coffin. It was moving. It really was. And they sat there. And then other people got up and talked. They had a letter from President Trump.
Wow.
And it was a long, extended letter from Trump. And then at the end, he said, I love you, Hulkster. And that was nice. Triple H came up, and he talked about how Hogan had influenced his career when he was a young kid watching Hulkamania. And that's the kind of got him on the road. And then we're all kind of talking, and out of nowhere, everybody's looking around, talking who's going to be next, kind of murmuring, looking this way. Out from the back comes Vince McMahon. And Vince comes out, and he looked good, and he was very articulate as usual. Excuse me, he was before Triple H. So he comes out, and after he talks a little bit, he goes, well, let's have one last standing ovation for Hulk Hogan. And so everybody up in the place got up, right? We're all clapping, clapping. Place is rocking. And then Vince goes, Hogan. It was like the old days. That place was rocking. Everybody in there was chanting Hogan. And then during all that, Vince just turned and walked off stage. And then Triple H gets up on there. He goes, you think after all these years, I know better than try to follow Vince. But anyway, then H got up and had a nice talk. And then and just when they came to move the casket, to take the casket out of the church, I guess they call it, it was church. And Sky, she really caught her breath hard, and it was devastating. Anybody who heard it, that she started crying because she had held it together this whole ceremony. But when it was hard. Yeah. But they came down to get it. And she took that deep breath, brother, and it hit everybody. It was moving. And then we all got up, and the family went out, and then the Big Show and myself and everyone else. Shane McMahon was there. I talked to Shane for quite a while. I really think an awful lot of Shane. He's quite a man, Shane McMahon. Yeah, and so we all went into the reception area. Kid Rock was there. I talked with Kid Rock for a little while. Dennis Rodman. I partied with Rodman back with Hulkster back in the day.
Did you really?
Oh yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that, about knowing Hulkster better than people know about me. Yeah, I was with him and Rodman in Ybor City back in the day. But anyway, so we're in the reception, and they had shrimp and all kinds of nice food, hors d'oeuvres and stuff. And a lot of folks were there. DDP was there. It was good to see DDP. And Brian Knobs and Tony were able to make it.
All right.
So it was good to see Brian Knobs and Tony. So it was a hell of a send off for a guy, man. It really was, and it was an honor to be there, an honor to be invited to be there. And it is my daughters will tell you, it kind of hit me a little harder than I expected. To tell you the truth, because we were friends, but I was better friends with Pipe and Doc and Gordy. But we just had a different type of relationship, and maybe being closer to the end, it kind of hits a little bit. But I hadn't picked up my phone for a couple of days, and I was feeling bad. And I opened up my phone, and there's a picture of your daughter Piper holding the Hacksaw Duggan wrestling buddy, and I said that put a smile on my face. I needed that, brother.
It's her fandom of you is just like the purest form of fandom too, because she has no idea what wrestling is or WWE or the Hall of Fame. To her, you're just my friend Jim, and who has toys. And so, man, she's your biggest fan. I can tell you that.
Yeah, that's always nice, buddy. Yeah.